Indian Institute of Management Bangalore offers a 2-year program for working professionals, which is the PGPEM program. The intake for this batch is around 80 students. The minimum of 4 years of work experience. You must have a bachelor's degree with at least 50% marks. There are reservations which apply, and the criteria are slightly different for them. You should have 4 years of full-time work experience till March 31st, 2024. There is a test score which is involved over here. You can submit either the CAT, GMAT, or the GRE test score. Alternatively, you can also write the IM Bangalore test, which is with an application fee of 1500. So you can take this test twice during the whole period, and the best test score out of the two attempts will be considered for your application. This is the requirement for application for the IM Bangalore 2-year weekend MBA program. Let us now look at the walkthrough on the application form. What are you required to submit for the application, the online application? The first is the biographic details. You need to add your passport number, contact number, and the citizenship details. The next tab is the contact details. You need to add your address, an emergency address, and share all this information with the school. Next comes the class 10th or the SSC certificate. You need to add the country where you your 10th exam, and then select the state. Add the board name from which you have graduated. Your state is Delhi. There is a drop down from which you need to select, and then you will have options to select the board name. So board name options are CBSE, ICSE, or it is the Delhi board, it is the IB, NIOS, or the Cambridge GCE level. You can select any of these options. Then the percentage that you had scored, whether there was a distinction, is there a CGPA conversion applicable and available. So if you need to do that, you can just check this box over here and give the method of converting it. Otherwise, you can just let it remain as such. Add the month and year that you secured this particular certificate, and then the major subjects that you had in your 10th class at the score sheet. So this is what is required for the 10th or the SSC certificate level. The next tab is for class 11, 12th, HSC or PUC. In case you want to add your class 11th, you can just shift this tab over here, add your class 12th. Add the country, whether you've written the test in India. And then again, you have the selection of adding your major subjects, the state, board name, institute name, the month and year when you cleared this exam, final marks that you secured. If there's a CGPA conversion available, then you need to give that method of conversion over here. Otherwise, you can just let it be as such. Next comes the university level. Start from your most recent graduation first. And if you have an integrated master's degree, then you have to add the degree level for the bachelor's and the master's separately. What is the degree that you want to add over here? Let's say it is the bachelor's degree. And then the year of completion, you need to add a degree name, which can be selected from a drop down. You'll have to search for the degree name and then select it over here. Add the specialization, the discipline which you have graduated from, institute name, the university name, and then finally add the information about your year of completion, the final marks secured. Is there a CGPA conversion which is applicable? If that is applicable, then you can just select this toggle button and add the conversion method. Otherwise, you can let it be. For the bachelor's degree or any other degree that you are adding over here, you need to add the transcripts, the scanned copies of the transcripts. Coming to the work experience, there are some criteria which are mentioned in the help section, which are very, very important to take note of. The roles and responsibilities is approximately 200 words, and the minimum work experience requirement as is 4 years of work experience till March 31st, 2024. If you qualify for this particular program, you need to add your roles and responsibilities in approximately 200 words. And if your job progression or multiple designations have been within the same company, don't add it as separate work experience. Add it under a single tab only. And part-time projects or internships or articleships will not qualify for this particular section. In terms of the work experience, you need to add the organization name, the type of the organization, industry that you have worked in, designation, your roles and responsibilities. 200 words is the limit for this. Is this a current employment or no? So if this is a current employment, you'll have a from, year, and this. If there's international experience involved, you can check this toggle over here as well. If this is a previous employment, then you need to add a from and a to period and enter a reason for change. This is the information that is required. add your remuneration, the currency of this remuneration, and then add the relevant document for the proof of work experience in the final upload section. Next comes the references. There are two references which are mandatory, and you should always contact your, the referees in advance. Look into their time availability and that they would be keen on giving you the reference letter for this. The reference letter is online. Once you trigger the reference letter from here, there will be an online form which will be shared with your referee, and that is a form that they have to fill from their email inbox itself. You have 10 attempts in all to trigger a referee email. So whenever you are adding your referee email, cross check with your referee that they have received the email. Otherwise, in case you need to change the email address, you'll have a maximum of 10 attempts. The next section is the test score. So for this particular form, you need to have a test score. You can either submit the CAT score, the GMAT, or the GRE if you have that. Otherwise, you can write the IMB test. So if it is the IMB test, you need to write the location of the test. This test is conducted online. There are two test slots. One is on 19th November and the second is on 28th. You can select any one of these and submit the form. You can always take the test again if you for the slot, and the best of your two test scores will be acceptable. This is in the case you are writing the IMB test. In case you are going ahead with the CAT, GMAT or GRE, you need to upload the GRE score. Add the GMAT test ID, you need to add the total percentile, the exam was held in what month and year. The online GMAT and GRE scores are not acceptable for IIM Bangalore admissions process. It should be a test score which you have written in the in-center format. So add the verbal score, the percentile, quantitative score, the percentile, and whether you have an AWA score or it is awaited. You've just written the GMAT or the GRE, and you have the only the unofficial test score. Then you can add this detail over here, and you can just mention that the AWA score is awaited. In that case, you don't need to enter this detail. Once your official score reaches the school from the GMAC or the ETS website, they will upload the details from there itself. The next section is the additional information. You have around 1,000 characters to describe your extracurricular activities, your awards and distinctions, and your publications, if any. And if you've had any of these things to talk about, write first all of these in a Word file and then take them to this form. You have ample space to describe all of these activities that you have been a part of. Bangalore as the only location which is applicable for the IMB 2-year weekend MBA program, which is the PGPEM. The interviews will only be conducted at Bangalore. For the SOP, you will have to upload the file over here. It has to be added to a PDF file. The instructions for the SOP will be available in this file over here. So one is a naming instruction that you have to follow. Second is the content instruction. So it should be an essay of 800 words, and there are around 5 or 6 components that you should be able to address within these 800 words. Once you have that Word document ready, convert it into a PDF and then upload it in this section. And if you had selected any of the categories for the reservation, then the valid certificate for your qualification for that category eligibility should also be uploaded in this particular section. So this is about all that is required for the IIM Bangalore PGPEM application. The last part of it will be the declaration, post which you can submit the application form. All the best, and we wish you luck with the application process.